The CEO of BMW recently stunned all EV manufacturers with a harsh warning. Combustion engine bans will lead to the demise of the middle class. 100 electrification should be resisted at all costs because EVs are not the way of the future. The CEO of BMW, Oliver Zipse, is strongly opposing EVs and the movement to completely phase out combustion engines. According to him, switching to all-electric vehicles and outlawing combustion engines might be a grave error that would disproportionately affect the middle class, with political elites standing to gain greatly. Why has the CEO of BMW suddenly become anti-EV? Are electric cars fraudulent? And how can this mean that the middle class is doomed? You may believe that you understand everything, but in reality you don't. So this is precisely what took place. The car industry is at a pivotal point in its transformation. Recently, there has been a tremendous push towards electric vehicles. Yes, investors, governments, and many manufacturers have portrayed EVs as the way of the future for transportation. Still, not everyone believes that making a sudden change is sensible or impossible. Oliver Zipse, the CEO of BMW, stands out as a voice of warning. Everyone was taken aback by Zipse's warning at a media roundtable at the New York International Auto Show. He said that it would be unwise to outlaw combustion engines worldwide. The environment or the general population will not benefit from this. Zipse has expressed his doubts about a complete ban on ICE on several occasions. He alerted lawmakers to the risks associated with phase-out of combustion engines ahead of schedule in February. At the New York International Auto Show, his worries were expressed once again. Zipse sent a clear message. There is still a demand for cars with internal combustion engines. Furthermore, by concentrating just on EVs, businesses should avoid being too reliant on a small number of countries. A crucial factor to take into account in the broader context of geopolitical and supply chain threats is China's hegemony in the supply of raw materials for EV batteries. Right now, China is the country from which most batteries and raw materials are exported. Furthermore, we may see another supply chain bottleneck in the event of a global catastrophe, which would cause prices to skyrocket. One of Zipse's main points is the importance of choice during a transitional period. Zipse correctly notes, would you rather suggest that someone who needs a car but is unable to purchase an EV keep driving his old vehicle indefinitely? Someone else will sell combustion engines if you stop selling them. This is more than just an issue of personal preference. It also involves filling in the gaps in the present EV ecosystem, namely the poor infrastructure for charging EVs and their expensive cost. Zipse is adamant about the need to provide automobiles with combustion engines that use less gasoline. In addition to guaranteeing profitability, this strategy meets the urgent need for eco-friendly solutions. Zipse's pragmatic approach is encapsulated in his holistic vision. The electrification wave is strong, but it also presents a unique set of difficulties. Reliance on expensive energy and raw materials means that manufacturing must be efficient and there must be a strong recycling system in place to keep costs from rising. The CEO of BMW believes that the people need to have the authority to decide what happens to internal combustion engines, rather than being dictated to by the government or pushed about by regulatory barriers. The customer should have the last say over which automobile to purchase. It's always been like way. There is room to grow in terms of environmental friendliness for combustion engines as technology develops, offering a well-rounded approach to sustainable transportation. BMW, Porsche, and Ferrari have already made a move in this direction. That's covered in greater detail later in the video. Similar opinions are expressed in Reuters reports, which caution against adopting an all-electric, single-minded approach. Zipse's claim that we need to exercise caution when it comes to emerging technologies and the drive toward electric vehicles west, since doing so increases our reliance on a small number of nations. Very relevant in view of current world developments. The COVID-19 epidemic and continuing trade restrictions have made it more crucial than ever to diversify supply chains and avoid becoming too dependent on any one set of market circumstances. These are not just theoretical worries. They have their roots in current issues. The whole EV idea seems risky given the present pressure on supply networks and the skyrocketing costs of battery raw materials. Zipse's opinions are echoed by Mercedes Chief Technology Officer Markus Schäfer, who believes that an EV-free future is improbable. The EV industry seems to contradict the basic rule that technology becomes more economical as it advances. The average cost of an electric vehicle reached an astounding all-time high of $66,000 as of the summer of last year. This is concerning, particularly considering that the car industry has long promised falling EV pricing as battery production increases in efficiency. According to a recent survey by IC Cars, the cost of electric cars increased by an astounding 54.3% year-over-year, compared to a more moderate 10.1% increase for their gasoline-powered counterparts. It's interesting to see that the more reasonably priced EVs had the biggest price increases over the previous year. The cost of the cheap Nissan Leaf and Chevy Bolt have increased by 45% and 29.3%, respectively. Even if the Bolt EV is no longer available, there aren't many alternatives under $40,000 that have a useful range that is suitable for everyday usage. President Joe Biden recently signed the Inflation Reduction Act into law, which provides a $7,500 tax credit for new electric vehicles and a $4,000 tax credit for older ones. This and a surge of reasonably priced EVs that are anticipated to enter the market might stop the price increases. However, as more and more frivolous amenities and gimmicks appear in automobiles that you would never use, the cost of cars are rising uncontrollably. Even if the switch to all-electric cars is occurring at an unprecedented rate, Zipse thinks it's too soon to completely abandon combustion engines. Companies like BMW, who have built their reputations on ICE, have to be cautious as they go through this transition. A healthy automotive ecology is essential, as shown by the limited materials available for electric cars and the difficulties prospective EV buyers has. For example, the problem of how to charge EVs for tenants in rental properties, combined with the scarcity of reasonably priced all-electric cars, creates major obstacles. The difference is especially noticeable when contrasted to combustion automobiles that are available for less than $20,000. The future of the automobile business is full with promise. With aggressive targets for the next 10 years, corporations like Ford and Chevrolet are making significant investments in electrification. However, BMW's history under Zipse's direction indicates that this shift must be approached strategically and with caution. BMW is getting closer to its electrification goals as of August 2023. However, the corporation continues to take a balanced approach, highlighting the fact that the world isn't yet ready to give up on combustion engines. Zipse's stance is evident. There isn't much convincing data to imply that people are adopting EVs worldwide. Zipse emphasizes that it's still too early, even as rivals like Volkswagen and Mercedes-Benz establish firm deadlines for the end of combustion engine manufacture. Despite a little decline in net profit in the second quarter, the company's sales increased by 11.3% and its price increased. Thus far, BMW's high brand value has aided it. But traditional manufacturers might lose billions if unfeasible EVs continue to stifle ICE vehicle sales. Even with the criticism, Zipse has another groundbreaking new EV substitute planned that might completely transform the market for internal combustion engines. Although electric cars have significance, he is certain that hydrogen will play a crucial role in the next decades. Hydrogen-powered vehicles will be the hottest when it becomes more reliable. In contrast to pure electric power, Zipse identifies a number of reasons why hydrogen would be a preferable, or at the very least, a similarly viable option. 1. Efficiency of refueling using hydrogen happens far more quickly than electric charging. Segway's Apex 8.2 prototype, which showcases swappable hydrogen fuel cells, promises refueling times that are on par with or even faster than traditional gasoline refilling. 2. Decentralized infrastructure. Compared to EVs, hydrogen-powered alternatives could need a lot less infrastructure. Slow, specialized EV charging facilities would be unnecessary. Alternatively, similar to modern propane tanks, hydrogen canisters might be replenished and kept in a secure manner. 3. Effect on the environment. Hydrogen's little environmental impact is one of its strongest points. When hydrogen fuel is used, the main result is water as opposed to electric vehicles, which rely on the creation of batteries using dangerous chemicals. Zipse is not alone in her opinions. While BMW steers its path toward hydrogen research, other industry titans like Porsche and Ferrari are also funding alternative fuel initiatives, and electric cars have gained a lot of traction. According to Zipse's observations, a world run entirely by electric vehicles may not be the answer that everyone wants. As we swiftly approach this ever-changing future, one thing is clear. There is a lot of potential, creativity, and some surprising bends on the path ahead. Are you in favor of outlawing combustion-powered vehicles? Do you too believe that EVs are not as bad as they are made up to be? Tell me in the comments section below. We just posted a video on news that might have a major negative impact on the whole electric vehicle market. If you want to be genuinely surprised by what's going to happen with EVs, please check it out.